Alright guys, welcome back. Today we're going to start a new series called Best Ban, where we take a look at two different monsters in RTA and talk about which one would be the best one to ban. But really we're just going to talk about RTA monsters two at a time and compare their relative strengths and weaknesses. So today we're going to focus on Yeon Hong and Ragdoll. Two of the, I would say, the two best monsters in RTA at the moment, and we're going to put ourselves in a scenario where the opponent picked Yeon Hong and Ragdoll against us, and what do we do? So let's take a look at both monsters. We'll look at how they compare, how they're strong, what their strengths and weaknesses are, and then we'll decide on which one we would prefer to ban in the majority of situations. All right, so Yeon Hong, base stats. First up, her base stats are crazy. Her 11.7k HP is super strong. I mean, Perna is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Yeon Hong is 11.7. Attack 736, also pretty strong. I mean, it's almost in the range of Trinity, who's an attack type monster. Defense 626, it's okay. It's not anything crazy, but not bad. But the speed is really what makes her great. 116, she's really easy to rune fast, and her second skill scales on speed, so it's really, really good. She also has a fantastic relevant leader skill. 48% resist, 7% over the normal Tessarian Praha, 41% resist, so that's fantastic. The first skill is a chance to glance for 2 turns. That's good. Glance is good. It mitigates damage. She's all about mitigating damage. The second skill would be good as a third skill on a lot of monsters. It's a buff removal with 3 chances. So you get not just the one chance like with Sekhmet or Praha, it's 3 chances to remove a buff. And in fact, it can remove 3 buffs. And it's a bar boost. So if you remove all 3 buffs off of something, your bar goes up 45%, which is crazy. And it's just for, fun. It scales on attack speed. Just, a little icing on top of the cake. Her third skill is probably one of the best skills in the game, if not the best skill in the game. It takes her turn, so she's depleted on turns. It fills up her turn, so she goes again. It's a guaranteed violent proc for herself, and it's basically a guaranteed violent proc for an opponent, or for an ally. It gives an ally an extra turn. So she gets another turn, an ally gets an extra turn. So the effect of that is all of her cooldowns are 1 less, because she takes back-to-back turns every time she does this, and it has a massive, massive heal. Like 70% skilled up, something like that. So it's crazy. It's going to help your team cycle turns like an insane amount. I think you can see how powerful it is when people use her, and they'll use this as for the bar boost alone without the heal. Like, you could take away the heal, and this would still be really, really good on her or on any monster. That's crazy. So her kit is just full of everything and super, super great. So that's Yeon Hong. Let's take a look at Ragdoll. All the way down to the area where I don't want him. Ragdoll. So Ragdoll is a Dragon Knight, if they want to load. Maybe I need to click on them. Oh, they're coming. There's all these new Nat 5s. It's crazy, like light dark. I mean, I see them sometimes, but I don't get them. I want them. Okay. So let's buff him up here. So Ragdoll. Look at the HP and the attack versus the Yeon Hong. Very similar HP and attack. Defense a little bit higher. It's another support monster, but anything with good base defense or HP or attack is going to be generally a good monster. Speed is 100, so he doesn't do very well there, but the rest of the stats are pretty good. Leader skill, not really relevant in RTA, thank goodness. He has enough going on. I can't really imagine a reason why you would use this in RTA. Alright, first skill, 2-turn continuous damage. So every time the dot lands, it's 10% HP if nothing happens to the dot. Not bad, but not what he's good at. Torrent, the skill that's really good on Leo. It's generally a one-shot if you drop below 30%. That's why I'll see a lot of Ragdolls ruined Vampire, because if you're doing enough damage to one-shot anything, you're going to heal probably to full. So you've got that defense ignore and just nukes him like crazy. The third skill is why he's broken. I would say broken. It's a passive, increases the attack bar of all allies by 20% if an ally receives a critical hit. So, it's an AoE bar boost off turn, and it's not limited by cooldown. It's not limited by, him taking a turn. It's just infinite, permanent, all the time turn cycling. It just speeds up your team to, like, what would be the equivalent of speed levels not achievable by runes. If you're unfortunate enough to crit multiple times with one unit, you just gave the entire enemy team a turn, generally. So it's really, really, really good. The fact that it doesn't happen when he takes a turn. If they wanted to nerf this, they could say, if by your turn the enemy has crit, then you get 20% bar, and it would still be good. It would still be good as a 20% bar per turn if it only went on Ragdoll's turns. It's just really, really good. So, how do we compare these two monsters? We've looked at them. They're both broken. They both have a lot to do with stealing turns and taking more turns than your opponent, which that's a way to win. If you take more turns than your opponent, your odds of winning are increased quite a bit. And Ragdoll lets you take more turns on average than Yeon Hong, but Yeon Hong also provides some sustain, whereas Ragdoll provides kill potential. So the thing I want to look at and related to these two monsters is the RTA pick data that one of the users on Reddit came up with. I don't know exactly what he did, but he used some program to dig through the data in the game and give us information on what Guardian players do. So this is his data set from a little while ago. I downloaded it because I like to refer to it. It's pretty awesome. Let's look at the Yeon Hong. Let's look at the Ragdoll. The pick rate doesn't matter because everybody who has them picks them. It's insane that Yeon Hong and Ragdoll are picked 12 and 13% of the time. That means that out of those tiny amount of people that pull them, they all play RTA with them because they know how good they are. The ban rate doesn't surprise me. Look at the Ragdoll ban rate, 43. The Yeon Hong ban rate, 35. So if you're going straight up by ban rate, this best ban is already determined. The community has spoken. People ban Ragdoll more. But let's break it down a little bit more. The win rate justifies the ban rate. So the Yeon Hong win rate is 60%. The Ragdoll win rate is 68.8%. Almost 70% wins just for including Ragdoll on your team. If Yeon Hong is banned, you still win 58% of the time. So 2% less than if Ragdoll or Yeon Hong is not banned. Whereas if Ragdoll is not banned, or if Ragdoll is banned, you win 6% less. So it just shows you how strong he is if he's not banned. Why these numbers are still so high if he is banned is, you get to pick your other team. You get to put multiple game-breaking combos together and force them to ban out the Yeon Hong or the Ragdoll, and then you still get your other combo. So imagine Yeon Hong, Ragdoll, Ganny, Hathor, Molong. What are you going to do? You're going to probably let them have Ganny, Hathor, Molong, and ban one of the other two units, which means that they've got a really strong team that you would normally try to ban them out of. Teammates, what's interesting about the teammates section is you can get a sense of how they like to win. So Yeon Hong wins with bruisers that provide disruption or sustainability. So Yeon Hong picks with Molong, which is awesome because Molong uses all his HP as burst damage. Yeon Hong fills him up to full. Yeon Hong and Ganny, a lot of control there. Yeon Hong and Hathor, same thing. So like I just mentioned, Ganny, Hathor, Yeon Hong. Make them ban Yeon Hong. Get your combo in. Yeon Hong Wusa. Wusa is just a big old shield. Prolongs the match, gives you more turns to keep taking more turns than your opponent, which will sort of snowball into you win. The Ragdoll picks are a little different, a little more interesting. Nigong, that's an interesting pick. This must be a very specific data set of one person that has a Ragdoll Nigong because that's pretty rare. He just happened to play a bunch of RTA matches when this data was pulled, would be my guess. The Wusa, again, Wusa is just a great, sustainability. And if you have Ragdoll or Yeon Hong, you want to keep taking turns to the bitter end. Because every turn you take, your opponent is falling behind in the race. It's like, if I'm fast and you're fast and we run 10 meters, my odds of winning are closer than if we run 3 miles. Whoever's the fastest over the long stretch will prove themselves. Perna, nice little sustain unit plus damage. Vanessa, Triana, so they're going with the Vanessa, Triana sustain combo. Just live forever, no one ever dies. Because they know you're going to want to kill that Ragdoll if you let it through. So they want to not let it die. So, but let's put these numbers in context, okay? So the win rate of 60% for Yeon Hong and 68% for Ragdoll. Let's go up to monsters that are picked more often. Molong is the #1 most picked monster, 81%. He wins 53% of the time. 7% less than Yeon Hong, and 15% less than Ragdoll. If that doesn't speak volumes to everyone who hates Molong and talks about how broken he is, skill set wise, the only reason people aren't raging at Ragdoll and Yeon Hong is people don't have them. Ganny, even less win rate, 52%. Wusa, 50% right on the dot. Perna, 53%. I mean, you can see no one is in the category of 60%. Just no one. Okeano's 49%. That's a staple in the meta. We get under 50% with a lot of these. Fen Yang, everybody uses Fen Yang, 44%. Diana, 50%. I mean, these are the monsters that people say are broken and destroy the whole game and destroy RTA, and they're not even in the same ballpark win percentage as Yeon Hong and Ragdoll. So I think that kind of says all I need to say about those two units. In terms of the best ban, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. I'd ban Ragdoll every single time. Yeon Hong can be beat with a violent proc or two. You know, you can cut in between her and hopefully nuke her down. It can happen. It's less possible with Ragdoll because people build him tankier, um, and he's more likely to cycle back into another turn. So I'd absolutely ban Ragdoll over Yeon Hong every single time. And if you, I don't know anyone that really strategizes against seeing a Yeon Hong usually just lose or fight your best, but heal block can do something to the heal. You can actually, if you can get enough turns of heal block up, you can put a stop to it. So something like a Desert Queen, a Bastet, or even a Sekhmet, get that heal block going. It's possible, even though it's not very likely. So best ban, Yeon Hong, Ragdoll. I would say Ragdoll every single time. If there's any units you want to see in best ban in the future, please let me know. I plan on doing Gani versus Hathor because I think that's a great one. Triana versus Vanessa is another one I'm looking into. But give me suggestions if this was helpful or interesting. Let me know. If it was not, that is also okay. I will do less of this and more of something else. So thank you for watching, guys, and I will catch you next time. Take care, everybody.